What if I told you that the next 90 days could redefine who you are? Not someday, not in theory, but now. Through daily decisions, relentless execution, and unshakable discipline, you could emerge from these 90 days as someone unrecognizable not just to the world, but to yourself. Because transformation doesn't come wrapped in comfort. It arrives in silence, in sweat, in moments of resistance. This isn't a challenge, it's a reckoning. It's a call to burn the script you've been following and write a new one with action, not ink. So if you're ready to step into the fire and forge the next version of yourself, keep listening. This isn't hype. It's a blueprint, not a fantasy, a decision. And it begins now. You don't need permission. You need clarity. You need to look in the mirror and declare that average is no longer acceptable, that the comfort zone is not your home. The next 90 days aren't about doing more. They're about becoming more disciplined, more focused, more intentional. This is about building a rhythm so relentless, your old habits no longer survive. Every morning becomes a statement. Every action becomes proof. You're not chasing success anymore. You're becoming the person who attracts it by default. Discipline is not a punishment. It's self-respect in motion. It's showing up when no one is watching. It's doing the work, not because it's easy, but because it's right. And the moment you commit, really commit, you stop needing motivation. You move because that's what builders do. You execute because that's what leaders are made of. Don't wait for inspiration. Build a system. Set a wake-up time and honor it. Create a space that sharpens you. Disconnect from noise. Stop explaining your vision to people committed to misunderstanding you. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Most people never change because they keep negotiating with their future, not you. For 90 days, there is no debate. You said you'd show up. That's enough. Action over emotion. Purpose over pleasure. Every day will test you. Some mornings you'll want to quit. Some nights you'll feel like it's pointless. But that voice telling you to stop, that's the old version of you fighting for survival. Let it die. That's the cost of becoming someone new. Track everything. Your habits, your focus, your energy. What gets measured improves. And when you see the chain of discipline grow, you won't want to break it. That visual proof becomes fuel. One page, one workout, one block of deep work. Stack them like bricks. Your identity doesn't shift overnight. It shifts through evidence, through repetition, through showing up again and again until the work is no longer something you do, it's who you are. And when it gets hard, because it will, anchor yourself in who you're becoming. Ask, what would that man do right now? Would he scroll? Would he skip? Or would he rise? Let the answer guide you. Let the work refine you. Let the silence teach you. This journey isn't about noise. It's about conviction. It's about disappearing from distraction and emerging with results. Forget the applause, forget the validation. You don't need to be seen, you need to be undeniable. That's what happens when you commit to 90 days of no compromise. You become the standard, you become the proof. So breathe deep, lock in, go dark, go build, and come back with evidence, not opinions, evidence. This isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about removing the option to quit. It's about moving forward without needing to feel ready. Feelings lie. Discipline tells the truth. Each day you show up, you tell your subconscious, this is who I am now. And that repetition, it reshapes your identity. You're not just building habits, you're deleting old ones. You're not adding layers. You're shedding excuses. Make your mornings sacred. That first hour, it belongs to growth. Read, reflect, breathe. Move your body, prime your mind. Don't touch your phone, don't scroll. Don't consume chaos before you've created calm. That's not discipline, that's self-defense. Then attack your mission. One block of deep, uninterrupted work. No multitasking, no checking messages, just pure focused execution. You're not here to be busy. You're here to be effective. There's a difference. Builders know it. And after the work, find stillness. 10 minutes of silence can do what hours of distraction can't. That's where your mind settles. That's where clarity rises. That's where power lives. Let your thoughts catch up to your ambition. Let your focus breathe. You'll be tempted to skip days. Don't. You'll want to lower the standard. Don't. That's the old you testing the new you. Pass the test. That's how the breakthrough happens, not in grand moments, but in quiet ones when no one is watching and you still choose the higher path. Keep your word to yourself. Track your wins. Write them down. Let the evidence pile up. That's how belief is built, not from hype, but from history. You don't have to hope you'll become someone different. You'll have proof. And when the world asks what changed, you won't have to say a word. Your presence will say everything. Your energy will carry the answer. You'll have stepped out of the old identity and into one designed by choice, not chance. Because the truth is, most people are running on default. They're repeating old cycles, hiding behind busyness, mistaking motion for progress. But you're done with that. You're not here to repeat, you're here to rise, to build a life that doesn't need escape, a rhythm that doesn't need breaks, a mission that wakes you up, not wears you down. So go all in. Not with half a heart, not with one foot in comfort and the other in growth. Burn the exit. Make staying average more painful than evolving. The next 90 days are not a timeline, they're a test. They'll expose your patterns, they'll test your priorities, they'll ask you one question over and over again: who are you becoming? Answer it with action. Answer it with consistency. Answer it with silence so powerful it echoes louder than noise. Because in 90 days, you won't need motivation, you won't need hype, you'll move with conviction, you'll walk with clarity, you'll be the proof. Now go build it, quietly, daily, relentlessly. And don't stop until the work speaks louder than you ever could. You've heard enough promises, you've read enough plans. Now it's about execution. Every day, no negotiation, no compromise. Your environment matters. Clean your space. Sharpen your surroundings. Let every object around you become a reminder. This is where I rise. Remove clutter. Eliminate distractions. Nothing casual belongs in a space built for greatness. This is the era of design. You are designing your future intentionally, aggressively, and with clarity. Stop letting randomness decide your results. Nothing enters your world without a reason. Nothing stays without alignment. You are not available for gossip. You are not available for drama. You are not available for meaningless scrolling or passive consumption. That version of you is gone. You buried him with your old habits. Let people underestimate you. Let them assume you're off track. You owe them no updates. Silence is your strategy. Results are your answer. You're not here to be loud. You're here to be legendary. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you shift your path. Every day you stack proof, you rewrite your story. The man who once needed motivation becomes the man who moves on principle. That's the new identity. Someone who executes without hesitation, who builds without applause, who shows up without fanfare. You don't chase hype, you become momentum. And when doubt returns, and it will, you greet it with proof. Your past won't shake you because your present is louder, your future is clearer, your foundation is real. There will be days you feel empty. Good. That's the old identity leaving your system. Withdrawal from comfort is part of the process. Stay with it. Don't soothe it. Don't run from it. Let the discomfort refine you. Growth isn't a straight line. It's built in spirals and setbacks that teach, in struggles that stretch, in repetition that transforms. You are not failing. You are forging. Be relentless in your rituals. Protect your process like it's sacred, because it is. Every workout, every page, every block of deep work, it's not small. It's a seed. Plant enough, and they bloom. That's the law. Stop negotiating with distractions. Set boundaries like your future depends on it, because it does. Mute the group chat. Delete the app. Say no to what drains you. Not forever, but for now, for this sprint, for this season of becoming. Your energy is your asset. Guard it, manage it, direct it. Don't waste it explaining your moves. Use it building the life that makes explanation unnecessary. This path won't reward the casual. It rewards the committed. The world doesn't move for those who dabble. It moves for those who decide. So decide. Again, every morning, every hour. Every time resistance whispers, stand taller. You're not doing this for attention, you're doing it for evolution. And when the work feels lonely, remember, every powerful transformation begins in isolation. Before the world claps, there's quiet. Before the success story, there's the struggle no one sees. That's where you are now. That's the fire that forges legends. Don't let the days blur. Make each one matter. One rep, one choice, one decision closer to becoming who you said you would be. Stack the days, build the proof, sharpen the edge, and when day 90 comes, don't announce it. Just arrive, different, focused, quiet, unshakable. You don't need to convince anyone. You just need to keep showing up. The man you're becoming doesn't ask for permission, doesn't explain his schedule, doesn't wait for conditions. He moves first, and the world catches up later. Your reputation isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in the early mornings when it's hard to wake up, in the late nights when no one is watching. It's built in the quiet yes to yourself when everything around you whispers, not today. You're not proving them wrong. You're proving you right, that your word means something, that your decisions matter, that you don't just dream you do. You said 90 days, and you meant it. That means you walk through fatigue. You move through doubt. You act even when excitement fades. You replace hype with systems, emotion with execution. You don't chase, you create. Most people never finish because they confuse discomfort with danger. But here's the truth. Pain is not the enemy. It's the signal. It tells you you're pushing beyond limits that once held you captive. Let that pain shape you. Let it become the friction that forms your edge. Don't flinch. Don't fold. Breathe into it. Grow through it. Every day you move forward, you increase your threshold. What once broke you becomes your baseline. What once felt impossible becomes automatic. That's transformation, not a switch, but a series of silent wins. And while others hit snooze, you rise. While they wait for clarity, you act. While they wait to feel ready, you move with intention. Because you're not here for ordinary. You're not here to live on repeat. You're here to stretch, to break patterns, to build a version of you that silence can't hold and comfort can't reach. Keep your eyes on the path, not the noise. Block out opinions. Don't share your plans. Share your results. Post less. Build more. This season is for action. You'll lose people. That's okay. Growth doesn't keep everyone. But the ones who matter will notice the shift, not because you told them, but because your energy told the truth. You'll sleep better, think sharper, speak less, deliver more. That's what happens when alignment replaces chaos, when you stop chasing approval and start honoring your own standard. And if you fall, good. It means you're leaning forward. It means you're stretching. Just don't stay down. Get up sharper. Get up faster. Let the setback be a setup for even deeper focus. There is no finish line, only layers of greatness waiting to be accessed. You unlock them by going deeper, by stripping away the fluff, by choosing excellence over ease. So audit your circle. Audit your habits. Audit your input. If it doesn't elevate you, it's draining you. And if it drains you, it doesn't belong. Your future isn't waiting. It's watching, waiting to see if you'll rise or repeat. This is your chance to rise, not through luck, through decisions. The man you were is gone. He left the moment you chose this path. Now it's just you and the work the work is sacred. It deserves your full presence. So breathe, move, build, not just today, but every day, until the process becomes the prize, until the grind becomes the gift. And when people ask how you did it, just smile. They wouldn't understand. They weren't there in the early hours. They didn't feel the resistance you broke through. They didn't see the silence you mastered. But you did, and that's enough. This path you're walking, it's not for the curious, it's for the committed. It doesn't reward interest, it rewards immersion. You don't dabble in transformation, you drown in it, fully, quietly, without applause, without updates. You go dark not to hide, but to build. Because when the light hits again, the world should see a version of you they never imagined. That's what these 90 days are about. not doing a little better, but becoming unrecognizable to the man you used to be, and not by chance, by choice. So wake up and make the decision again and again, until the decision is no longer something you make, it's something you are. You are commitment, you are follow-through, you are the standard. Let go of the fantasy that you'll feel like it. You won't, at least not every day. But discipline doesn't wait on feelings. Discipline does the work feelings avoid. You are not your mood, you are not your urges, you are not the lazy voice in your mind, you are the one who moves anyway. Remind yourself that the temptation to stop is just a test. It's the door between who you were and who you're becoming. Walk through it. Every time, and when you look around and it feels like no one understands perfect, that's how you know you're on the right track. Greatness is forged in isolation, in solitude, in silence. Don't expect applause in the middle, only noise at the end. The results will speak, let them. You don't need validation when you're living in alignment, when your habits match your goals, when your word matches your actions. That's internal power. And it doesn't need to be seen to be real. Keep your routine tight, your mind clear, your movements intentional. Cut the slack, kill the excuses, cancel the exit plan. Because here's what most people won't tell you. No one is coming to save you. No schedule will fix you. No app will keep you locked in. It's you, only you. You must decide daily, hourly, minute by minute that you are done being average. That comfort is no longer your reward. That ease is no longer your aim. And when the storm hits, and it will, you'll stand tall. Not because it's easy, because you trained for it. These 90 days aren't about what you can get, they're about who you become, and when they're done, you won't need to tell anyone, they'll feel it, in your tone, in your stillness, in your walk. You won't be louder, you'll be sharper, you won't need to push, you'll pull. And the old you? He won't survive this journey. You'll leave him behind, buried in the repetition he couldn't handle, in the discipline he refused to adopt. But you'll walk forward refined, focused, forged. Because you did the one thing most never do. You stayed. Most people won't make it past the halfway point. They'll slip, they'll rationalize, they'll tell themselves it's just one day, just one excuse, just one exception. But one excuse is never just one. It's the gateway, the crack in the armor, and soon they're back where they started wishing, regretting, hoping someone saves them from their own patterns. But not you. Because you burned the bridge. You removed the backup plan. You replaced motivation with movement. That's the difference. That's why you'll finish. There's a shift that happens when you stop trying and start being. When the question isn't should I, but what's next? When the habits aren't foreign, they're familiar. You wake up, and the rhythm is already alive. You move like someone with purpose. You speak with direction. You walk like your steps carry meaning. And they do, because every decision you make now isn't just about today. It's carving the structure of who you'll be tomorrow. Every workout, every quiet meditation, every page read. It's not a task. It's identity construction. That's what the others miss. They think it's about performance. It's not. It's about pattern. It's about wiring the brain to obey your vision instead of your urges. And once you master that, you become untouchable. Because you're not chasing results, you're commanding them. You're no longer the man hoping to get lucky. You're the one preparing so relentlessly that success becomes inevitable. So when distractions come, and they will, smile. They're just reminders that the world hasn't caught up to your new standard yet. Stay locked in. When boredom arrives, embrace it. That's the sign that your nervous system is recalibrating, that your brain is detoxing from chaos and learning to thrive on clarity. Let others crave stimulation. Let them scroll, search, swipe. You're different. You're quiet, focused, present. And that presence, it becomes power. Because while they're chasing motivation, you're building momentum. And momentum doesn't stop for weather, for moods, for bad days. It keeps moving because it's rooted in something deeper than hype, commitment. And commitment, once anchored, bends reality. It rearranges circumstances. It shifts your entire life without needing to shout. This is the path of mastery. Silent, ruthless, beautiful. So keep going. Not because you have to, because you said you would. And that promise is the most powerful force you possess. Let your calendar be filled with integrity. Let your mirror reflect discipline. Let your actions be louder than every doubt you've ever heard. And in 90 days, when you arrive, don't look back, don't explain, just nod, smile, and keep walking forward. Because you'll know you built this. Every inch, every day, every moment. And no one can take that from you. This is the difference between noise and legacy. Noise fades, legacy builds, and every action you take right now is laying the foundation for one or the other. So ask yourself, are your habits writing a legacy or just making noise? You already know. You feel it. When you skip the hard thing, your body knows. When you choose comfort, your mind retreats. But when you follow through, something shifts inside you, something ancient, primal, honest. It's the part of you that's tired of pretending, tired of starting over, tired of watching others rise while you recycle the same justifications. This season is not about more goals, it's about less excuses, less leaks in your energy, less explaining, more deciding, more doing, more becoming. Look at your time like currency. Every minute you spend is a vote. Are you voting for the future or for the past? Protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Not in the dramatic sense, but in the real one. Your life, your actual, tangible, daily experiences with every decision you do or don't make. And when others ask how you got so clear, so driven, so unshakable, you'll say nothing, because they didn't see the nights you spent alone rewiring your mind. They didn't see the early mornings you faced resistance and still rose. They only see the result, and they'll call it luck. Let them. You know better. You know it was the consistency, the tracking, the silence, the friction, the 90 days that changed everything. You didn't ask for it to be easy. You asked for it to be worth it. And this is worth it. There's no app for this, no shortcut, just you and the repetition, and that's where the real ones are made. So recommit right now. Even if you already committed before, lock in again. Tighter, cleaner, louder inside, quieter outside. This isn't for show. This is for soul. No more reacting, only designing. No more drifting, only direction. Because you're not who you were, and you're not who you're going to be. You are the bridge. And the only way to cross it is to keep moving forward. You don't need more time. You need fewer excuses. You don't need more inspiration. You need fewer distractions. What's missing isn't motivation, it's follow-through. And follow-through is forged in repetition. Repetition when it's boring, repetition when it's raining, repetition when no one claps. That's the path. This isn't a 90-day challenge. It's a 90-day commitment to identity reconstruction, because true change is internal first. The external just catches up, and once it does, people will ask for your secret, but you won't have one. You'll just have systems. Simple systems, brutal consistency. You'll look back and barely recognize the man who started. His thoughts were louder, his doubts had power, his actions were based on feelings. But not anymore. Now you've become the architect of your own energy. You design your input, you protect your output, you don't let noise shape you, you let principles define you. And when temptation shows up dressed as rest, you'll smile, because you've outgrown that conversation. You don't need rest from alignment. You don't need breaks from purpose. You rest in recovery. You rest in discipline. You rest in the peace that comes from knowing you're doing what you said you would. That's rare. That's power. Your brain isn't looking for more information. It's looking for proof. Proof that you are who you say you are. Proof that you can be trusted to show up. Proof that this time it's different. So give it proof. Let your actions outnumber your doubts. Let your routine speak louder than your goals. Let your systems become sacred. And if it feels slow, good. That means it's working. Growth that lasts isn't explosive. It's layered, grounded. It doesn't shout. It settles deep. That's what you're doing here. You're not chasing a spark. You're building a flame that doesn't go out when the wind picks up. That's why it's hard. That's why it's worth it. So tighten your schedule, sharpen your rituals, cut the noise, revisit your reasons. Remember who you said you'd be, and act like it. It's easy to start. Anyone can start. The difference is in the days no one talks about the middle, the dull, the quiet, the repetitive. That's where most give up, but that's where you double down. Because the man you're becoming doesn't just survive repetition, he thrives in it. He understands the compound effect of small actions executed without fail. There is no excitement in mastery, just intention, precision, peace in the process. And when others wonder how you've become so grounded, so sharp, so composed, you won't need to tell them. They'll feel it, because your energy has changed. That only happens when your actions are no longer based on moods, but on principles. You've learned that feelings are visitors. They come, they go. But purpose stays, and discipline is how you honor it. You are not what you say you want. You are what you repeatedly do. And these past weeks, they've made that real. You've moved from ideas to identity, from effort to embodiment, from trying to becoming. You've stopped hoping you'll be the man, and you've started acting like he's already here. And that changes everything. Now you wake up with clarity, not because it's easy, but because it's decided. Your mornings aren't accidental, your actions aren't optional, they're aligned. And alignment doesn't require hype, it requires structure. You've got structure now, systems, triggers, cues that move you when you don't feel like moving. That's the edge, that's the shift. You no longer ask, can I do this? You ask, what must be done next? You don't need more inspiration. You need a timer, a block of deep work, and a promise kept. And when you keep it again and again, confidence becomes automatic. You're not building motivation anymore. You're building memory muscle memory for the mind, the kind that knows how to move, regardless of how the world feels. This is what separates you, not your talent, your standards, not your vision, your discipline. And it's being written right now, one choice at a time. There's no finish line, only new levels, new standards, new responsibilities that come with your evolution. You've earned clarity. Now you must protect it. You've built momentum. Now you must sustain it. Don't let progress become your permission to slack. Let it be your reminder. This is working. Keep going. The same effort it took to climb is the effort it takes to stay. The difference now, you've got rhythm, you've got reps, you've got proof. Your body knows the moves. Your mind trusts the process. Your environment responds to your energy. So don't break the chain. The habits that feel natural now, they started as resistance. You overcame that, which means you can overcome whatever comes next. And it will come. There will be days you feel tired, days you feel unseen, days you wonder if it's worth it. And the answer is always yes. Not because it feels good, but because it makes you good. Not because it's popular, but because it's necessary. You're not here to entertain. You're here to evolve, to inspire by embodiment, to show what happens when a man honors his word. That kind of leadership doesn't need a platform, it needs consistency, and you've got that now. So don't coast, reinforce, deepen the roots, strengthen the rituals, ask more from yourself, not because you lack, but because you're capable. This isn't about more pressure. It's about more presence, showing up fully, focused, locked in, because life responds to focus. Doors open, people align, circumstances shift, but only when your energy is consistent enough to be trusted. You've built that. Quietly, relentlessly. Now keep walking. And every step, ask yourself, is this aligned with who I said I'd become? If the answer is yes, proceed. If it's not, correct. That's how transformation stays permanent. By staying honest, by staying intentional, by never letting the fire become smoke. You didn't come this far for partial change. You came to become the man who finishes everything he starts. Because the man who finishes doesn't need perfect days. He just needs one reason, one reason to move, to rise, to execute. Let that reason be your word. The world doesn't need more starters, it needs finishers, quiet finishers, focused finishers, builders who don't fold at friction. And that's who you are now. You don't wake up and check how you feel. You wake up and check the plan. You don't wait for energy. You create it. You don't chase progress. You generate it. The next few weeks will test you. Boredom will knock. Resistance will whisper. Life will pull. Don't answer. Stay with the process, stay with the rhythm, stay with the identity you've been building one day at a time. Because what's waiting for you isn't just a better body or a sharper mind. It's integrity. It's congruence. It's the ability to look yourself in the mirror and say, I did exactly what I said I would. That's the real reward. Confidence that doesn't shake, a mindset that doesn't fold, a system that doesn't break when life hits. This is rare. This is earned. And you've earned it with every early wake-up, every ignored distraction, every moment you moved in silence while the world scrolled. You've trained yourself to listen deeper, think clearer, act bolder. You've made your thoughts your allies, not your enemies. You've built power in the most sacred place possible, within. So when the 90 days end, don't stop. Don't celebrate too long. Don't step back into casual. Expand, reinforce, choose the next level. Because now you're living proof that transformation isn't a fantasy, it's a formula. Decision, repetition, integrity, discipline, time. It's not glamorous, but it's undeniable. And when people finally see you, really see you, they'll wonder how you did it. You'll just nod. Because you remember the mornings you didn't quit, the workouts you didn't skip, the goals you didn't just set, you executed. This version of you, he was built in the dark. And now, he's unshakable. So carry this momentum into everything, your work, your relationships, your mission. Let this level of focus bleed into every room you walk into. You've become a force. And the beauty is this is only the beginning. From this point on, you don't live by emotion, you live by standard. From this point on, you don't talk about your goals, you deliver them. From this point on, the man you used to be is a memory, and the man you are becoming is inevitable. And it all started here, with one decision, one moment, one commitment that you never backed away from. Now go finish it. And when you do, don't explain. Just arrive. Different. Unrecognizable. Unstoppable. You don't need to restart. You need to recommit. Right here, right now. One more rep, one more choice, one more reminder that you are no longer available for average. Because you've seen what's possible when you stay locked in, when you treat your goals like non-negotiables, when you act like the man who's already won out with arrogance, but with alignment. And now you know, this isn't just a 90-day sprint, it's a life blueprint. So walk like it, think like it, lead like it. This is your standard now, and it will echo long after the 90 days are gone. You've done the hard part. You've walked through the noise, the resistance, the moments where doubt crept in, and you didn't stop. You've created a rhythm that no longer needs permission, a pattern that doesn't ask for approval. You move with purpose, now no reminders, no applause. That's the kind of power that doesn't fade when the screen turns off. It follows you into your decisions, your habits, your energy. It guides your conversations, your presence, your mission. You're not here to impress, you're here to embody. So let this identity echo through everything you do. Let your silence be heavy. Let your actions lead. Let your legacy begin not someday, but now. Because now the work is no longer about change, it's about command. You command your attention, you command your momentum, you command your future. And for the rest of your life, when someone asks how you became who you are, you'll point here. To these 90 days, to the moment you finally decided to become undeniable. And now, as you stand at the edge of completion, understand this: what you've built cannot be taken from you. It wasn't handed to you, it wasn't borrowed, it was earned through repetition, through silence, through unshakable resolve. The version of you that started this journey is gone, and in his place stands someone with direction, with power, with integrity. This isn't the end of a challenge. It's the beginning of a new baseline, a new way of operating, a new standard for what your life looks and feels like. Carry this with you into your next season, into every decision, every room, every word. You are no longer training. You are living it. The mission continues. You don't return to comfort after a transformation like this. You outgrow it. You no longer fit inside the excuses, the justifications, the distractions. You speak less now because your actions have volume. You move with certainty because you've trained your mind to follow through. You don't flinch when it's hard. You lean in. From here forward, it's not about showing the world who you are. It's about showing yourself again and again that you are who you said you'd be. Each challenge ahead is no longer a threat. It's confirmation you've leveled up. Your response has changed. Your presence has weight. Let the rest keep searching for shortcuts. Let them chase comfort. You've already found what they're looking for: clarity, peace, rhythm, control, and above all, freedom. The freedom that comes from no longer being ruled by distraction, delay, or doubt. The freedom of being dangerous in your discipline, unshakable in your purpose, and completely calm in your momentum. There is nothing more powerful than a man who leads himself. You've become that man. And now your work becomes your message, your rhythm becomes your legacy, and your silence becomes your signature. Let them wonder how. Let them guess when. Let them ask why. But you just keep building. Let your next 90 days be built on this one. Let your systems carry over. Let your focus remain unbroken. Because the game has changed. You're no longer playing to prove, you're playing to expand. You've already become undeniable. Now you become inevitable. Inevitable in your growth, inevitable in your delivery, inevitable in every room you walk into, because your presence tells the story. This is who you are now. This is your minimum. This is the power of showing up for yourself relentlessly, quietly, and completely. There's no turning back. And if someone asks what happened to the old you, tell them he couldn't keep up. Now keep going. The world hasn't seen anything yet. Because when the man who finishes walks into the room, everything shifts. He doesn't need to explain himself. His presence explains everything. This isn't just the end of a sprint. It's the beginning of a new Kodia code you now live by. Discipline is your default. Clarity is your compass. Integrity is your fuel. And the man you've become. He doesn't chase opportunity, he attracts it. He doesn't beg for change, he embodies it. Let this be your new normal. Let excellence feel expected. Let progress feel predictable. From this point forward, you operate from identity, not emotion. From standards, not feelings. And if anyone asks what it took, just say the truth. It took everything. And it gave you more than you imagined. And now, as the dust settles, there's one thing left. Momentum. Protect it. Don't slow down because you reached the target. Accelerate because now you know it works. This discipline is not temporary. It's permanent. This version of you wasn't built by chance. It was carved, shaped, reinforced. So set your next target, build your next plan, and walk like the future is already yours. Because now you don't fear resistance, you welcome it. You don't fear the unknown, you define it. You don't talk about potential, you live it. This is what happens when a man commits for real. He becomes undeniable. And then he becomes unstoppable. Because when you do the work in silence, when you execute without validation, when you choose consistency over chaos, something rare happens. You stop being controlled by life. You start controlling it. You don't just respond to the world. You reshape it. Every word, every move, every breath now echoes the strength of your discipline. And this echo, it's not just heard, it's felt. So, whatever you do next, do it with the same fire, the same focus, the same finality. Because the man who built himself over 90 days will never be the same again. And now the only thing left is this: honor it. Honor the work, honor the sacrifice, honor the silence that shaped you, and never again lower your standard to match someone else's comfort. You've seen what happens when you commit fully, so never forget it. Carry this with you into every season, because from this point forward, everything you touch will rise with you. The difference is real now. You've become the man who follows through, the man who shows up, the man who doesn't flinch when it's hard. And that man, he's just getting started. This isn't motivation. This is identity. This is the life you've chosen. One of clarity, one of purpose, one of power. Let every step forward be a reminder. The man who started this is not the man who finishes it. Because the man who finishes becomes the standard. You didn't wish for this. You worked for it. You didn't hope it would happen. You made it happen. So wherever you go next, go with certainty. Because once you become this version of yourself, you never go back. Only forward, only higher, only deeper. This is the new beginning, and it started with one decision. Let this be your reminder. Everything changed when you decided to become the one who finishes. Not sometimes, always. This is your new identity. And from this moment forward, the world will recognize it too. And when the world tries to pull you back, remind yourself of this one truth. You didn't just complete 90 days. You transformed. And transformation doesn't expire. It evolves. And every time you face doubt again, look back not to remember who you were, but to remember what you overcame. This is your proof. This is your standard. And this is just the beginning. You've built the momentum. You've earned the clarity. You've forged the identity. Now carry it with you. Because the next 90 days, they're already yours. You're not starting over. You're starting ahead. Because now you know what it takes. And you'll never unknow it again. You've crossed the line. And from here forward, average is never an option. Only forward. Only better. You finish strong. Because that's who you are now. You finish everything you start. And from here, you rise. This is who you are now. Relentless, clear, finished. And you'll never settle again. You won.